Hi guys, this is Scapegoat again with Don Reid, English insanely heavy metal band. So can we start at the beginning and end at date? How did you guys meet and how did the band get together?
We all used to play in a DIY band before this called We Came Out Like Tigers, which just came to a natural sort of end. I think it had run its course, and one of the members had to leave, and we decided just to knock it on the head. And literally that day, like, me and Fabian spoke, and then I rang Matthew and was like, "Do you want to start a black metal band?" And he said yes, and we did.
So it was just seamless. You guys have been friends for a while, and it just naturally came together.
Yeah, pretty much. We played with my old band had played with this. We Came Out Like Tigers, and then ended up joining them, and yeah, that was it. Like, I don't know, 5 years now of hanging out and playing shows together.
Nice one. So can we start off by expressing which bands were influential that kind of helped craft your sound, or was there bands that you tried to sound like at the beginning or anything like that?
With Don Reid, we wanted to start a black metal band, and we decided to start up and just play straight up black metal. But then bands like Ulver and Dark Throne and all the classic black metal bands, but it was also always going to be influenced by everything else that we've listened to as well. So it was supposed to be a straight up black metal band, and that's what we tried to do, but it was influenced by everything we've been listening to before as well. So
you weren't wanting to stay as rigid to the black metal ethos, you want to take in little bits of influence from everywhere, really.
Loads of death metal and crust and punk and
folk music as well.
A lot of folk music.
Anything that's angry, you'll happily
it's angry and probably listening to it. Yeah, I guess you wanted to stick within a genre definitely, but you also have to do something that is exclusively yours, I think.
Add a new flavour to it, sort of thing.
There's no point just going over old ground, I guess.
So I ask every band, because normally it's quite tongue-in-cheek, because most folk in the metal scene are seen as kind of big, angry, scary people, but what's with the band name?
Well, it's actually a quote by an anarchist poet called Voltaire de Cleyre, but we dropped the E out of it just because it looks nicer. It's actually a trick that Walt Whitman, the poet, used quite a lot. He used to just do that as an aesthetic thing. So yeah, it's a combination of stuff from Voltaire de Cleyre and Walt Whitman, so which is quite nice. It's also meant to be a double entendre on the cops kicking down your door at 5 a.m. as well. So, yeah.
That's pretty cool, pretty gnarly. So can we now kind of go a little bit into the music of yours? Can you explain how you managed to get the creative process up until the EP that you did back in, what was it, 2015? Yeah. So how did that come about?
I think we started Don Reid, and we wanted to tour pretty much straight away, and we called in a lot of favours, but then we realised that we needed to write songs and try and get a record ready as well. So we were living in different cities. Me and Simon were in Liverpool, Matthew was in Leeds, and we were writing a lot separately and then meeting up every week and putting it together. And they were probably the most intense times for this band before anybody even knew that we'd existed, because we were working away before we announced it. And then so we carried on. We were planning to write the EP, and then we ended up writing the EP and touring that as our live set as well at the same time.
So this was on the road, kind of crafting little fragments, making them into full songs.
So we had the EP come out, and then we returned the EP, and when we returned the EP, we were writing the record. So So we were doing that just constantly. We wanted to have the record to be perfect, or as close to perfect as we could get it at that time. So we were just working at it a lot. So I think I'd be working a lot on the guitars and trying to write the songs, and then I'd meet up with Simon and we'd talk through it, and then we'd all get together and practice, and then Broadley would recraft everything. And
take it apart, put it back together again. Yeah. So did you involve anybody else in the side of production, things like that, or was it all DIY? How did you manage to actually get the sound down then?
We recorded with Tom Dring at Vagrant Recordings in Southport. He's done stuff like Dragon to Sunlight and Crummer Altar and Venom Prison, people like that. We recorded both records with him. He's a good friend of ours, and his studio is amazing.
Yeah, so you already had a good relationship with him, so you wanted to keep it.
He pretty much just records extreme metal as well, so he has a really good understanding of songcraft and how we want it, and he gets all your points of reference. If you say, okay, we want it to sound like this record or this record, he just knows.
a certain tone and how it's
Yeah,
come
yeah.
across.
So that made it really easy.
Okay.
He contributed a lot as well.
Yeah,
He didn't just engineer it. He was patient, and he was able to offer the right suggestions at the right time. And
If you part salad shit, he'd tell you.
yeah,
Yeah.
He'd sort of make sure you got the best. And it was nice because he's a friend of ours. He could speak freely and tell you when something wasn't good enough,
Yeah,
which is what you want because you want to put out a good record.
Well, that's it. Like the whole point of this is to show that it's not just a band; it's the collaborative effect, and there are people pulling strings behind the scenes, and you've got to trust in them.
Yeah, definitely.
I think as well. There's two other people as well. There's Chance who done the painting and done the art.
Michael Chance.
Yeah. And Rodrigo, who does a lot of the illustration, designed our logo and stuff, who both have had a huge impact on what we're doing as well.
Yeah, Rodrigo Almanegro, he does all like our shirts, our logo.
Yeah, because I really
Yeah,
like the aesthetic. It looks evil as fuck. And
Yeah, it's-
I'm a big believer of if you pick the CD or the LP up, you should be able to tell what type of music
Yeah,
you're on
I
the
think so,
inside
definitely.
straight away.
Definitely judge a book by its cover.
Always.
That's
always.
something I literally do, yeah.
So, in the progression then between the EP and now, has things changed? Has your gear changed? Has the sound changed, or hasn't it? Like, can you tell us a bit of the evolution of the band then?
I think it has.
Yeah, I think most of the gear has come from Fabian, like just changing amps a lot and like just building more and more. So like, obviously we play a 3-piece, no bass, so we have to get everything as full and nice and good sounding as we can.
Yeah, sonically vast.
Yeah, exactly. And I just keep getting like more cymbals, so more accents, more little flourishes here and there. And you know, Simon new violin, so that sounds nicer. Like.
Yeah, I was going to say is like, will you actually have that already pre-recorded, or do you crack it out on stage as well with the violin?
Yeah, we have the violin live as well.
Good boy!
A little surprise.
Yeah, nice one.
That was like a little tricky to work out, but I think I've got that pretty dialed.
I think we had a really pleasant experience recording, and obviously you can take your time and perfect everything, and then we thought, okay, we want to get this live as close as possible. So it took a lot of working out.
Yeah.
About how much gear can you practically bring and use on a tour, and I think we've got there.
Yeah.
As close as we're going to get.
Yeah, man. So, you guys, as you've just said, you're not shy of touring, you were doing it straight off of the bat. So do you think it was influential playing with some of these bands, like taking notes from people, how they did it? Is there any bands in particular that you would like to shine a light on, big, small, or indifferent?
I don't know what bands.
I think every time we seen Dragged into Sunlight, that was an experience, and they've been super helpful as well.
Especially their gear setup and like the theatrics they have on stage and the way they run their band is like very inspiring.
Their on-stage persona as well is very commanding.
Yeah.
Transfixed onto them for the entirety of the time.
And I think they're a very, very impressive band. I think also like we've come up, especially in Europe, through like the squat scene and like the crust scene a lot, and I think that shows in like in our band. I think we have like an element of that, even if we don't have like D beats in the songs. I think there's an element of that crust has rubbed off on us.
Yeah,
like the politics, the organisation, and that sort of the way we run things has been really important and quite cool to learn and to see firsthand.
Yeah, it gives you that coming through that crust and that squat scene. It's natural to tour all the time and to just keep doing it, whereas it might not be as normal for new metal bands to just go out and tour.
Yeah.
We were lucky that a lot of people helped us out, and we were also willing to tour. We were willing to go out and do it.
No, you've got to be hungry.
Yeah. I think you've got to be able to, no matter what the venue is, or what the room is, you've got to be able to turn up, set the gear up, plug in and play.
Melt some faces, go home, sort of thing. So, are there any tour antics that you would like to discuss, or is it all a bit too much on the road?
Probably the absolute opposite of being too much. I think we try and make the most out of our tours when we can.
Yeah.
If we've got time to go and do nice and pleasant things, and I don't think we party that much at all, really.
We're not like a mega party band.
Try and do nice things.
Yeah. I'm really conscious of my health. Like if I get ill and lose my voice, then I'm fucked. I'm not really going to add much on stage anymore. So I have to be like fairly health conscious. We do have party nights on tour, but we're also if you're doing like 16, 20 shows in a row, you've got to pace yourself a little bit.
Yeah, you can't fuck yourself on the first day and expect to do the 20 shows back to back.
The one thing we always do is go swimming outdoor anywhere we can. We'll go if there's lakes, rivers, the sea.
Well, good luck in Scotland, my friend, for doing that.
That's the one rule. If there's a chance to go swimming, we have to take it.
Unless it's January.
Yeah, unless it's January. Probably not this tour. That's always fun. And doing things like that.
I think like you just know as well. It depends what the show is like when you play fests or like tonight when it's a really nicely organised show and where like the accommodation is at the venue and like
nice intimate show.
Yeah, like you can let off steam and it can be a good laugh. But then there's other nights where you've got a 10-hour drive the next day and you have to be up at 8 and you've got to be out of the van and ready. So I guess it just depends what you're doing. Yeah.
Cool. So last but not least, the whole point of this is to give a platform to bands to like promote themselves, and also the fact of it's me shining light on bands that I like, and I always give the bands the chance to give a shout out to any band as well, just to be like, go see them, it's worth the money. So anyone else apart from Dragged into Sunlight?
Definitely Unyielding Love.
Yeah.
Who we are on tour with at the moment. Who like one of the best bands like we've ever played with. I think
they're
really
exceptional.
fucking cool.
Yeah.
Venom Prison as well. I've seen them quite a few times recently. They're just absolutely smashing it, and they're incredible live.
Nice.
Who else? UK bands at the moment flying around.
You could just we could list a million, but
Yeah.
yeah,
The scene is really kicking
Yeah.
on.
yeah. The UK's class at the moment, like really, really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, see Unyielding Love definitely at any given opportunity.
Well, thanks very much, guys. That's absolutely spot on. Hopefully we'll get this video up in the next week or so, but I'll see you tonight, and hopefully I should have a face left by the time that we're done.
See what happens.
Thanks again, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cheers.